Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about immunity. And this word or the term immunity is trending in this year 2020 due to the impact of COVID-19 coronavirus. So, it's like a common or general knowledge for all of us to know what is immunity and how this immunity works in our human body. So, I'll start with the basic definition of an immunity. So, immunity is the ability of the body to defend itself against disease-causing organisms. We have already seen what is a microorganism and what are all the different types. It's like bacteria, virus, protozoa, then we have fungi. Likewise, it has different types of microorganism. And all these microorganisms are of basically two types. Either it will be like a good organism or a bad microorganism. How we say something is a good or bad? Because of the impact that it does towards us. For example, if a organism that's helping in our digestion process, then we call it as a good microorganism. But if an organism gives us an allergic reaction or a disease, then we call it as a bad organism. So this immunity is going to help you and protect you against these disease causing or these bad microorganisms. And every day our body comes in contact with several pathogens, but only a few results into disease. The reason is our body has the ability to release the antibodies against these pathogens and protect the body against diseases. This defense mechanism is what we call it as immunity. The main purpose of the immune system is to identify the self from non-self, because when the immunity is tried to eradicate these disease-causing organisms, it should not destroy our own cells. So, this is also another important character and immunity has to take care. The immune system identifies and defends the body from non-self proteins, virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites and other pathogens. Now, we will see how this immunity works, or what are all the basic principles behind this immunity. The immune system comprises many different cells, organs and tissues that work together to combat this infection, cellular damage and diseases. The cells of the immune system include white blood cells, or short we call it as WBCs. So these WBCs are like macrophages, T cells and B cells. The main lymphoid tissue of the immune system are the thymus and the bone marrow. So basically, immune system is going to have different cells and different organs and even tissues that joins together, or as a collaboration they protect our bodies against these disease causing microorganisms. This immune system is like our ultimate line of defense, and this immune system are of two broad types. One is external and another one is internal. So what's this external? So external immune system comprises of the parts like skin, mucous membrane and nasal hair, which is like the primary screening or filter line defense of our immune system. The internal immune system, or we call it as the immunological cells, are where the cells or organs or tissues take care of our immune system. Under this internal immune system, we have the first line of defense and second line of defense. The first line of defense are taken care mostly by the phagocytes, which identify and exterminate the disease causing pathogens. It also joins with another type of cells called as NKC, or natural killer cells. These natural killer cells attacks the mutated or cancer cells. So these phagocytes and natural killer cells form the basic first line of defense against all the disease causing cells or organisms. The second line of defense is taken care by the T cells and the B cells. The T cells receives the message from the phagocyte and it eliminates the enemies and also informs the B cells. And the B cells, which produces antibodies and stores memory for the future encounter with the same type of organism. So basically this is like the outline of how our immune system works. Now we will see the cell lineage of our immune cells. So it all starts from a multipotential hematopoietic stem cell. So this multipotential hematopoietic stem cell is going to differentiate into all of our immune cells. The first two daughter cells formed from this hematopoietic stem cell are common myeloid progenitor and common lymphoid progenitor. So this myeloid progenitor is like the biggest family member from this hematopoietic stem cell, because it's going to lead to around 9 types of cells in our immune system. So the first one we are going to get from this myeloid progenitor is a megakaryocyte, which then differentiate into thrombocytes. The other name for thrombocytes are platelets, which helps in the blood clotting factor. Whenever we have a cut, the blood will start come out from the cut region. If there is no platelets in our body, this will be continuing and we will be losing all our bloods and leading to the death of the person. So these platelets or thrombocytes are going to clot the blood in the particular portion and prevents the flow of blood outside the body. The second type of cell is erythrocyte, which we call it as the RBC or the red blood cells, which is the major composition of our blood, which carries the oxygen for our body through all parts of the body. So this thrombocytes or platelets and RBC, these two are the major composition in our red blood cells and helps in the blood circulation. The remaining two cells, that is mast cells and myeloblast, these two are the major composition in our WBC or in our immune cells. So this mast cell and myeloblast are going to produce into 7 different cells. The mast cell will not go and undergo any differentiation and it will be stable. But the second type, that is the myeloblast, will differentiate into 4 different types of immune cells, starting with basophil, neutrophil, eosinophil and monocyte. And this monocyte can also again sub-differentiate into a macrophage or a dendritic cell. So totally we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 types of immune cells. The second family or the daughter cells that comes from this hematopoietic stem cell is common lymphoid progenitor. So from this common lymphoid progenitor, you have 2 major types of cells. The first one is natural killer cell. This natural killer cells mostly involves in detecting and destroying the cancerous or mutated cells. The second type of cell is coming from this common lymphoid progenitor is small lymphocyte. This small lymphocyte is going to sub-differentiate into 2 important types of immune cells, which takes care of our second line of defense, that is T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte. We also can call it as T cells and B cells. This B cells can again differentiate into plasma cell, which produces the antibodies. So this is the basic introduction about the immune cells. In the next video, we will see the individual working of all these immune cells.